and good afternoon for most over there on the West Coast. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio. Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking liking? What's cracking liking? What is cracking liking?
Word. I'm gonna give a quick message. Word to the rise to everybody. Do not stress. Everything will fix over time.
I like that. Prophetic.
Yeah. I'm good. Another days to be with my brothers. You about to start it up. You about to get down. It's midweek, so let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah, same here as well, man. I'm good as well. We're holding down. You know, it's Wednesday, man. A very, very productive day. But hey, guys, I know how it feels to not have a dog. Right now, I'm dog city. So me and my brothers be dog sitting right now. One of our family members out of town. Okay. And man, having a dog is like a child. You gotta make you feed it, make sure you take it to the bathroom, make sure you spend time with the dog. It is a incredible experience. You know, we had dogs before as a kid, but as an adult, I never had a dog. So it's like, wow, man. Jordan and I can't know how y'all feel, man. I was like tired, but I realized I had to get up and had to make sure the dog is taken care of. But it's a lot of work. Shout out to those guys right now watching us on Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X. Let's get to it. Sports. Yes, oh boy, sports it is. We got Carlos Madness, tomorrow? But that being said, Jordan, what's going on in the sports world, big dog?
Let's talk about some NFL news. So yesterday, the New York Giants had signed Russell Wilson to a 1-year deal.
I saw that. Crazy.
Yeah, last week they signed Jameis Winston, so he's probably gonna be the backup. And now they signed Russell Wilson, and it looks like he might compete for the starter position. And we gonna see how the New York Giants gonna roll. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
Reports the Giants have agreed to terms pending a physical with quarterback Russell Wilson, a 10-time Pro Bowler, a Super Bowl champion. Russell Wilson, an accomplished veteran quarterback, now the quarterback of the New York Football Giants. Paul Dottino with me, and Paul, Russell Wilson has a lot of pelts on the wall.
13 years in the NFL, John. He has gone to the playoffs on 9 different occasions. Now, we know that most of those were with the Seattle Seahawks. Then he spent 2 years with Denver and last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers and returned to the playoffs for the first time in 3 years, getting the steel curtain back into the postseason. In fact, if you recall, he had a calf injury last March, but overcame that, replaced Justin Fields, and won 6 of his first 7 starts with Pittsburgh.
And he's been extremely consistent in his career and durable. Just 1 year when he's played fewer than 14 games. That was last year with Pittsburgh when he started the year with a calf injury. And only 1 year when he's thrown for fewer than 3,000 yards. So you know what you're getting with Russell Wilson. Last 2 years, 6-5 with Pittsburgh as a starter. And then the previous year in Denver, he was 7-8. But you know what you're getting, and he's going to bring a stability and a lot of smarts to that quarterback position.
I think it's interesting to note most people will think of him from his glory days with the Seattle Seahawks. But over these last 3 years, the 2 with Denver and 1 with Pittsburgh, he had a combined 8 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter or overtime. So he has certainly been the guy who has driven that stagecoach to victory on numerous occasions. In fact, over that time period as well, 58 touchdown passes to only 24 interceptions. So that's also a very positive ratio.
Only 2 years in his career with fewer than 20 touchdown passes. That was, again, last year only playing in 11 games, and then back in 2022 with the Broncos. And, Paul, the defining factor for me for Russell Wilson has always been his deep ball. He's got one of the prettiest, most accurate deep balls in the league. He puts a lot of air under the ball, gets it outside. For players like Darius Slayton and Malik Neighbors and Jalen Hyatt who like to get deep, he's going to be really, really helpful in making explosive plays down the field, which this Giants offense sorely needs.
They called it the moon ball for many, many years, the way he just dropped it in a bucket, kind of like in baseball when Willie Mays used to make those basket catches over the shoulder. That's what Wilson does. He puts the ball in those spots. Also has a very good propensity for the short pass via rollout as they move the pocket for him. He's done that many a times over his career, and it's something we know that Brian Dable certainly likes to do with his passers.
Absolutely. According to reports, the Giants have agreed to terms pending a physical with quarterback Russell Wilson.
So there you go. There you have it. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take with Russell Wilson's with the New York Giants?
I think this is a great look for Russell Wilson because right now the Giants is definitely in need of a quarterback, and not only that, they have now a veteran quarterback who understands the game, who played for different various of teams. You already know with the Seattle Seahawks and also with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson, he is considered one of the quarterbacks that do have accurate pass skills, so which means it will be easy for Malik right now over there in the Giants for him to pass on the ball and able to execute to him. And I see Giants probably having a fair season this year. I don't see them going all the way. Like when I mean all the way, I mean head into the playoffs because they still have some rebuilding to do after the loss of so many different players. And so let's see how it turns out. Let's see the turn event when it comes to the aspect of the Giants. But shout out to Russell. Shout out to Russell getting that big deal. Man, he's working hard, Hakeem. Go right ahead.
I think this is also a good look for the New York Giants. Russell Wilson, regardless what anybody says, still delivers at his age. He makes plays. He gets touchdowns. He wins games. He is a little bit older. I would have liked to see him groomed and up and coming quarterback under him to do a transitional pass. I feel this is his retirement team. I could see this being his retirement team. I know with the Broncos he made $32 million with a $53 million dead cap over there. I'm wondering what they're going to pay him here for this 1 year. I think this is it. 14 years in the league.
No, but Hakeem with this 1 year he's getting paid $21 million.
Oh, he's retiring.
And that $10.5 million guaranteed.
He's retiring. If he's getting paid that, he's retiring. This is it for him. That low is this it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to the New York Giants and everything, they really had no quarterback. They released Daniel Jones last year, and they're scrambling looking for a quarterback. So they got Jameis Winston, who was a quality backup, and then they got Jameis Winston, who might potentially be the starter. And it's shout out to Wild High said, Shedeur Sanders, which, you never know when it comes to the draft that the Giants might draft Shedeur Sanders. So if they do draft Shedeur Sanders, they'll probably have, Russell Wilson, be a mediator to him, try to, get him up to the game. He might start, and then you might see Shedeur Sanders starts, but we don't know what the Giants going to do. But Russell Wilson, yeah, this is his last stop. Will he start off pretty good? Absolutely. But if you saw him in Pittsburgh, he started off great, but at the end, they started losing games. Balls wasn't not throwing like he used to be. And also really playing in the cold is, that's not really Russell Wilson's game like that. So I agree with you, Ronnie. It's going to be a fair season, but they're not going to be Washington in that division. They're not going to be Philadelphia in that division. They're probably going to fight for the third spot for either them or Dallas or something like that. But like I said, we don't know what they're gonna do in the draft. So I'm intrigued what they're gonna do in the draft because they have the number one. I think they have the number 2 pick. Yeah, they have the number 2 pick.
Number 2 pick. Correct.
Number 2 pick. So either they can draft a quarterback like a Shedeur Sanders, or will they trade a pick to get to build their offensive line and also get a running back because even though they signed quarterback, they still need help in the offensive line. They still need help, with the running game, and they still need help with linebackers and also their cornerbacks. Their defensive line is solid. They got one of the best defensive lines in the game, but they need more help, not just a quarterback as well. But go ahead, Russell Wilson. He got his money, and let's just see what they're gonna do.
No, but it's funny how Russell can keep a job, but Aaron Rodgers can't.
When you hear what Aaron Rodgers say, that he's a locker room killer. That's why they released him from New York Jets so fast. And now his only hope is in Pittsburgh. But we don't know. We're going to see. We're going to get something.
Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for being here on this Wednesday evening. Shout out to White High, who's also in the building. Shout out to all those right now watching us in the clouds on your way home from work. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Money. We in midweek. Money. It's still time to make some money. Jordan, what's going on with the money, big dog?
Let's talk about debt payoff strategy. So according to a survey for 2025 credit card survey, 1 in 3 Americans rely on credit cards to make ends meet. With 32% have maxed out their credit cards because how the economy is and everything. So we're gonna get into depth with that. So go ahead, play the clip from Yahoo Finances to how to refresh debt strategy, and after that we will chop it up.
.com. It finds 1 in 3 Americans say they rely on credit cards to make ends meet. 32% have maxed out their credit cards, 63% carry a credit card balance, and more than 1 in 5 owe over $10,000. All week on Wealth, heading into the second quarter of the year, we're helping you spring clean your finances, and today's focus is evaluating your debt strategies. Here to help is Nick Holman, who is the Director of Financial Planning at Betterment. Nick, good to have you here with us. Let me just get your thoughts on that survey and those findings and what it's ultimately saying about the state of Americans finding themselves in right now with regard to debt and credit cards.
Yeah, first off, thanks for having me back. The data's out, delinquencies are up, and there's over $1.2 trillion in credit card debt. We're seeing a lot of investors getting really nervous about investing in the stock market, and instead they're fleeing to cash. And what I would argue is many of those investors that are fleeing to cash would actually be better served if they take those funds and use them to pay down credit card debt instead of sitting in a cash account that might not be earning nearly as much interest as they're being charged on their credit cards.
How do you decide what kind of debt you should pay off right now and what strategy you should use?
Yeah, so I'm a math guy, I'm a numbers guy. I prefer what's called the debt avalanche, which if you're not familiar with it, it means that you prioritize paying off debt with the highest interest rate first. But we take it even a step further. So map out all of your debts, list out their interest rates. If you have any debt right now that has an interest rate above 8%, given where the market is, given where the Fed is, right now that 8% cutoff is what we're telling clients. If you have rates above 8%, pay that off before you do almost any investing.
So what about refinancing your debt? Is now a good time to do that?
For most clients, I'd say no. If you look at what the market's predicting, they're pricing in roughly 2 to 3 more rate cuts by the Fed before the end of the year. So if you're on the bubble about refinancing, I'd argue maybe sit tight. Hopefully those rates will come down 2 to 3 more times, even more than where they are right now. And that's when you should take the opportunity to refinance any high interest debt.
And so with what we were talking about in these survey findings, the number of Americans that are actually using credit, perhaps just as a bridge in order to make sure that they can get through some of the paycheck to paycheck pressures that they may be feeling. How can you ultimately, once you've started to pay down some of the debt, make sure that you're also setting up a better routine for not needing to tap credit as much?
Yeah, I saw just a headline recently where food delivery services are now offering buy now, pay later. So I think that really signals that some buyers out there are having a tough time making ends meet or living paycheck to paycheck. Sometimes it's not going to be some easy, simple answer, but taking a step back, prioritizing your goals, setting a budget that starts with your savings goals first, as opposed to what your spending goals are, that'll help make sure your priorities are aligned. And then tracking your funds on a monthly basis as well, using a budgeting app. You know, there's lots of these strategies that it's nothing necessarily new, but I would say coming into the new year, people are fresh off New Year's resolutions. Seasonality isn't really a thing with debt, but tax season is. And so if you're one of the 120 million taxpayers that's expected to get a tax refund, don't squander that influx in cash. Consider using that as a great way to jumpstart your new goals to pay down some of that credit card debt.
And while you're looking across your debt, how do you avoid some of the common pitfalls? And what are some of those frequent pitfalls that you've seen?
Yeah, I'm not anti-debt, just to be clear. I myself have like 10 credit cards. I love optimizing and getting as much value and points as you can. But we see a lot of clients really get tripped up on that. So if you are starting to go into the credit card game and trying to maximize points and miles and those types of things, one thing that you need to make sure of is look at credit cards that have a downgrade path, or sometimes it's called a product change. Google that term if you're thinking about applying for a card. What that means is you can sign up for the card, take advantage of any sign-up bonuses or great rewards that they have, but it gives you an exit path. So if that card, for whatever reason, no longer makes sense, or you can't justify the high annual fee that it has, you can downgrade or do a product change to maybe a lower fee or even a no-fee credit card. And that's going to make sure that you're not living for the short-term points and sacrificing your long-term financial future.
Nick, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep. So there you have it. We saw the survey of how people use their money, which how people have financial difficulties in the economy. But hey, there's ways to kind of fix that. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take?
So here's the thing: when it comes to right now, this tax season, is the best way to utilize your tax money is to make sure you pay off your debt. Don't go around spending on lavish lifestyle. I mean, you go on and take vacation if you have not paid down your debt already. Right now, currently in America, people in total, America is facing over, I think, $2 trillion in credit card debt. That is very extremely. I don't know. I might be right with the numbers, but I'm thinking it's pretty much accurate.
You're correct.
Um,
Yeah,
so
you're
that's
right.
really hurting a lot. So I am correct. $2 trillion. So that means that we have a bad thing when it comes to aspect of utilizing credit card and not able to pay them back. So right now, if you do have tax money, use that, pay down your debt. And a lot of Americans are facing like pretty much like the analyst said, which is pretty much the truth. A lot of people are over 10K in credit card debts. That is absurd, but however, people want to live, they want to keep up with the Joneses. But that being said, be smart with your tax money, pay off your credit card debt, and be financially free. But man, $2 trillion in America is facing. Go right ahead, Kim.
We talked about this. It's just simple. Save more, spend less. Don't borrow money. Don't get credit cards if you're not going to pay off your credit card bills every pay period, every pay date. You accumulate interest. It's simple finance. You know what I mean? When times get hard, you cut up all your credit cards. That's the worst thing you can do. Is to spend it when you don't got money to replenish it. Now you're in debt. No, I don't do those type of things. You know what I mean? You gotta save money. Doesn't matter what job you work. You can work at Burger King. I'm into a Fortune 500 company. If you're spending more than what you make, you're gonna be broke. If you're borrowing more than what you make, you're gonna be broke. If you know what I mean, you're gonna be broke. That's it.
Absolutely, I can, man. And the thing is, it's like there's sometimes, if you want to go to some restaurants, that might cost a little bit, you got to cut that off. Or there's some vacations you want to go to out of the country, something like that. Sometimes you got to cut that off. Just for a year or two, just to see that. Excuse me, just to make sure that when it comes to your finances and everything is taken care of. You could wait to take on vacation the next year or 2 years from now. You could plan it. You could plan that. But if it's not, if you're in financial struggle right now, and there's some stuff that you think that you want to do but you can't do, it's okay to not do those things. It's okay to have patience to make sure everything's okay of you paying off wherever you have, and just wait until the long term is planning for long term and everything. Because eventually the economy is gonna rise pretty soon and everything. We're in a struggle right now, but at the end of the day, as long as you fix your finances, saving money, you will be okay. So people, start right now. Start right now, and at the end of the year, whatever, the economy will be okay. You can start doing a little bit more, taking more vacations, or go out a little bit more.
One thing I learned from my employers: less is more. The
Definitely.
less you spend, the more you have. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this Wednesday evening. That being said, hip hop. I love hip hop. Oh man, I love hip hop. Jordan, what's going on with the hip hop world?
Oh, this is kind of odd, but we're gonna talk about Sexy Red. So she is reportedly facing a lawsuit after being accused of asking followers to attack her child's grandmother. Wow. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and then we're gonna chop it up after this.
Slapped with a new lawsuit tonight. According to court documents, she's accused of calling on her followers to attack her child's grandmother. That suit filed on Monday says Sexy Red, whose legal name is Janae Wary, asked her fans on social media to kick in the door of the grandmother's Hazelwood home. The suit also says the rapper asked her followers to beat the woman up. That woman, Nicole Barnes, says she and her family members had to move out of the home for their safety. She also says she lives in constant fear and had to go to therapy for emotional distress. Barnes is asking the court for $5 million in damages. New at 10, St. Louis natives.
Oh my goodness, this girl here, boy.
Looks like, Sexy Red might be in trouble. She might be in trouble. $5 million lawsuit. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take?
I don't even think she got that type of money. That's why I'm like, what is she? Oh man, okay. Remember, people gotta keep it in mind. Sexy Red is up and coming. Even though you may see her on featuring song with Drake and all these hot singers, doesn't mean she have money like that. Sexy Red don't got money like that. She's still up and coming. She still have a lot of work to do. She's still touring to make type of money that she's trying to make. But $5 million her family trying to claim is, wow, it's gonna really hurt her pockets. I'm not gonna lie, it's really gonna hurt her pocket. And now that someone like her, I understand she got that ratchet image she's trying to portray. I wasn't trying to portray because I don't think she truly is like that in real life. I think she's just portraying an act. She got to be more careful. You can't do stuff like that. You cannot do stuff like that because there's people that are gonna come and dig into your wallets. But man, this is one of the. Go ahead, I can't. I'll just be quiet. Go ahead.
Master, you know how I feel about her too, but this is kind of in line to what she represents: ghetto, hood, degenerate, dysfunctional, violent, anything that comes out. Now, no offense to St. Louis. St. Louis is a dangerous place, so I should expect somebody making threats like this. That's my take.
No, but Hakeem, enjoy a quick question. We know she don't got that type of money. Her network is not even close to $5. Not even close to 10 million.
Hey,
that's her career.
Listen, look. He's look. What? You say Hakeem told you months ago to get a BMW because his hair is going to cost you more.
Why high crazy, man? But go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, you gotta love Why High. When it comes to this, I could see this lawsuit. We know she don't have. I don't know if she'll have $5 million.
No.
So it could probably be maybe a little settlement. But like I said, I want to know the exact details of what Lloyd's father's lawsuit and everything. Because my thing is this, I can't say that it's totally Sexy Red fault. I'll just say this is like, I know she had a lot of fans, Ratchet fans. They she'll go do her little tour or be a Rolling Loud, and they love Sexy Red fans like that.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of hard to believe that she told child to attack your grandmothers and everything. I know Sexy Red is ratchet. I don't think she's extremely ratchet to attack an elderly like that. Sexy Red has grown a little bit, and to accuse somebody like that that's really, really awful. And I don't know. I want to know if the child was a boy or a girl, something like that. Probably a girl, and doing all that type of things as well. But at the end of the day, hopefully this lawsuit will go away. But if it doesn't, I could see maybe a small settlement that the family might get.
So right here, according to Google, Sexy Red net worth is $1 million in 2024. 1 million. That's what I'm saying. She's just up and coming. She don't even have that type of money. Now I hope this is probably a gimmick that they trolling, because $5 million, that's her whole career. Her career is pretty much done after that. Like if they win that in court, any money she make afterwards, she gotta pay that through. But Come on, Sexy Red. But Hakeem, it kind of now it makes sense with the video we talked about yesterday on Vertical Live Tuesday. Pretty much her, why she's the most hated rapper because she was dealing with a lawsuit, and we didn't even know that. It just came out.
Oh my God.
It makes sense. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this Wednesday night evening. That being said, Jordan, it's time to deep dive to different variety of topics. So, guys, sit back and relax. I can't say sit back and relax because some of you guys are driving on your way home. Make sure y'all drive safely. Make sure you have your seatbelt on. But Jordan, go ahead, deep dive to different variety of topics, big dog. Go right ahead.
Let's go to it. Let's start off with Donald Trump because Donald Trump is always saying something. He's always doing something. So, there's two things we want to talk about, but let's talk about the first thing. So, Donald Trump was on what's his? I forgot his name. He was on Newsmax, and he was telling that the government is considering compensating the January 6th rioters and saying that they were patriots as far as I'm concerned, and they were treated unfairly at that time. Don't take my word for I can, so go ahead and play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
Jordan, he was on Newsmax.
Thank you, Newsmax.
Took care of them. I said I was going to, and I did.
Is there any talk of, because they lost opportunity, they lost income, any kind of compensation fund?
Well, there's talk about that. We have a lot of people talk about it. A lot of the people that are in government now talk about it because a lot of the people in government really like that group of people. They were patriots as far as I was concerned. I talk about them a lot. They were treated very unfairly. The thing they show is they show a group of 1,000, whatever it may have been, 1,500 people down. What they don't show, you never see the crowd that day. It was the biggest crowd I've ever spoken before. It went all the way to the Washington Monument. It was so wide, you virtually couldn't see anything else but people. They never show that. Whether it was 1 million people or less than 1 million, I don't know what it was, but I see Bernie Sanders has a few people out there. They say, oh, the crowd is so big. They don't talk about the crowds. But a group of people went down there peacefully and patriotically. Remember that. No, but I took care of them. I said I was going to, and I did.
Is there any?
Yeah, so I got Trump. When it comes to that riot, he is riding down with his Trump supporters that he feel like they ain't do nothing wrong at the time when the election, the highest height of the election of that day. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take of Mr. Trump?
President Trump once again is making a bad decision, compensating the people that were trying to go over there and destroy the Capitol. It's kind of strange for someone that's going to compensate someone that was really trying to destroy a historical monument. A lot of people remember when it came to that January 6th riot. People saw that they went in there, destroyed a window. Somebody got shot. And did that person get killed? If I'm not mistaken, I think one person probably got killed. One person got killed. 1 or 2 people got killed. People were severely hurt. Some people were severely hurt. People that was prosecuted, he pardoned them, they got let go. To me, that was good enough. But going ahead and trying to compensate them for trying to destroy a historical monument, I think is absurd. I can't believe you're actually thinking about having that even as an idea. I think Donald Trump is overdoing it too much. I don't know what he's trying to do, what he's trying to show the people, but this is not looking good for him and his presidency right now. Currently, I'm not gonna lie to you, it doesn't look good. He's making a lot of bad decision making, and I think he need to reconsider that compensation of those rioters. Go right ahead, Kim.
I agree with you 100%. I think this is a very negative mood and shows all the negative sides of what we might think about him. But to be honest with you, I wasn't surprised that these guys were going to get vindicated, exonerated, and compensated. Donald Trump pays for loyalty. You know what I mean? And really, if you are a yes man, you will win big. And if you go against the status quo, you're going to lose. You see what he's doing to people who was his opposition, Jenny and Brock, the law firm. He just slapped an executive order on them. Anybody who ever he had pressure with is slapped. So, but this is a negative move. These guys committed treason against the United States of America by scaling the Capitol to take over. Now you're going to compensate them. Yeah, it's horrendous.
You damn right it's ridiculous, man. This is one of the crazy stuff I ever heard. I remember that day like it was yesterday, yo. That was like he told dude go ahead and march to the Capitol U.S. building and do whatever means necessary. And you got them people running in there, messing with monuments. You got some of them having feces and smearing it all over the walls and everything. Man, that's come on now. And then charging into the main chamber, try to break in and try to attack all the politicians who was locked in that chamber and everything. It's like, come on, Donald Trump. I know you're a loyal supporter and everything, but I think it goes to when you have people that support you at extremely high, you don't get extremely compensated. Which if you have a president like that, I get that, but yeah, I don't think that's not going to happen. The government's not thinking about that. The Supreme Court judge, they would not let that happen. I don't know what they hell they think. You think you gonna do that, Donald Trump? The Supreme Court, oh no, they're not gonna do that. You could say they are, but Supreme Court's not doing that. That's a no. So I just think Trump, he's doing anything he can right now. As him being the secretary, having that first term to be the president, now he's just doing anything he wants to. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, because I'm the president. I can do anything I want to. I have power. You like it or not, this is what I'm gonna do. Point blank, period.
No, yeah, it was an idiotic move from Donald Trump. I told a lot of people say, Ronnie, why are you voting for this man? You see, he's making a lot of bad decisions. I still think he's going to be able to get the economy into great shape. But right now, he's focusing on the wrong thing. Right now, his main priority is to be, okay, we got the situation with the tariffs. We got the situation with the war in Ukraine. We got the situation with Yemen. He got to get it together. And all these idiotic about the rioters and January 6th, to me, is not important. You need to focus on what needs to be important at hand. And also when it comes to the Department of Education, because a lot of teachers right here are panicking and trying to figure out what he's going to do. What is his plans for that? I don't know if he's doing this to go viral. If he's doing it to go viral, he's doing a good job at it. But it's still an idiotic move. I don't know if you guys have any final comments, guys. I can enjoy that little disappointed.
I am.
And speaking of tariffs, we're going to jump into part 2 of Donald Trump, because you
ahead.
said it too, Ronnie, about the tariffs. So he also made an announcement today that he's going to be raising tariffs off of imported automobiles at 25%. And why I was getting on Hakeem about that. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip.
Hakeem, that is your reparation.
Modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. We start off with a 2.5% base, which is what we were at, and we go to 25%. And basically, as you know, and as you've been seeing, not reporting as accurately as it should be reported because it's a massive story. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs. And I think also because of November 5th, the election, they're very happy. AI is coming back to levels that nobody's ever seen before. It's a sort of a new business, I guess, when you think about it. But it's plants are going up all over the United States, and many of them have already been started. We're getting early electricity taken care of. We're getting permits very quickly for them. And we're going to make their life very happy. They're coming in with tens of billions of dollars. Individual plants will cost 10, 15, even $20 billion. We're going to let them build electricity generating plants along with their plant. And they can't even believe it. And we're going to get them very quick permits, as I've done always. I did that in Louisiana with 2 LNG plants. I got them one permit in 1 day after waiting 14 years and the other one in 1 week after waiting for 12 years. But this is very exciting to me. This is the automobile industry, and this will continue to spur growth like you haven't seen. Before I was elected, we were losing all of our plants. They were being built in Mexico and Canada and other places. Now those plants largely have stopped, and they're moving them to our country. In Indiana, the great state of Indiana, I love Indiana. Honda is building one of the biggest plants anywhere, and they've just started. They wouldn't have done it without this. In all cases, they wouldn't have done it without what we're doing. So we'll effectively be charging a 25% tariff. But if you build your car in the United States, there is no tariff. And what that means is a lot of foreign car companies, a lot of companies are going to be in great shape because they've already built their plant, but their plants are underutilized, so they'll be able to expand them inexpensively. This is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25.
Yeah, so if you go through like GM, Ford, Chrysler, and also maybe Tesla, you're good to go. But the other cars like Toyota, BMW, Mercedes, boy, it's gonna be some money you got to spend when it comes to these tariffs. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take?
Hey, not only that, but you're absolutely correct when it comes to the aspect of Honda. Honda is planning on bringing back to the U.S. I think $100 billion to invest back into the U.S. when it comes to the aspect of their automobiles. This is a good for American people because this is the reason why now American people gonna buy American cars. That's the whole point. It's for people not to buy cars no longer overseas. And if you really want a car, you're gonna go like you said. You're gonna go to Ford, GM, anything that's an American-based car. American people not gonna buy from America. They don't want to deal with it when it comes to aspect of these tariffs, taxes. So they're gonna stay away from it, and they're gonna just go to Ford, go to GM, any form of American company. You won't have to worry about these tariffs. Now, what's happening too as well? A lot of cars that's overseas are planning to have development now in the U.S. So that's also going to bring revenue back to the U.S. as well because they were like, hey, we know U.S. is one of the biggest consumers in the world. Why not? If they can't buy from us overseas, what we're going to do is now let's make it with an agreement with Trump. Let's try to see if we can get our business over here. And so the American people could have like you said, Jordan, Mercedes, BMWs, and stuff like that. So let's see how things play out when the aspect of these tariffs. Go right ahead, I can.
This is something that it is going to raise the price for a lot of you guys who like German, foreign cars, Porsches, whatever you like. But I also like the idea of them bringing jobs back. And I want people to say, don't feel sad and worry about the Mexican economy, that the factory is going to stop and the factory's here. So we have to think about American first, then we go and think about everybody else. So I want people to just to look at it from that perspective. I think it'll be good. I think, and another thing is this might switch people from buying foreign cars to buying American cars that are made here. There are cars that are made here. For the Ford Explorer is one of them. The Dodge Durango. You know what I mean? There's a number of cars that are made here. There's a list online. So if you need a vehicle, buy American. You won't pay no tariffs.
I'll show you in the back. You and Jordan in the back. Y'all can see it. You can show the crowd what I was talking about. I'm sorry, they were not going to invest on $100 billion. It was $21 billion. Go ahead, so the people can see that they're trying to bring it back because they don't understand the situation with the tariffs. So now they're investing back into the U.S. $21 billion. Okay, you show them that headline. Yeah, there you go. So they are doing it. So they are bringing. A lot of companies that's overseas are bringing it back to the U.S. Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to me, my grandparents work in the GM plant. So me, I'm a ride or die American car fan. So if I ever get like a new car, I could get a discount, family first discount, so getting any American cars when it comes to a Blazer or a Cadillac Escalade. I want in my 40s. That's my dream car. I want to get an Escalade in my 40s and everything. So me, I'm an American car, and I feel like being in Michigan and being around around Chrysler, which the headquarters are at Chrysler, GM, and Ford and everything. I think American cars are the right way to go. They're cheaper. It comes cheap in gas, and also when it comes to with parts and everything, it's better to, if your car's messed up, it's easier to get parts here than if you have a car that's from the internet, it's imported. You got to order it from across the country, which costs a little bit more, and also you got shipping and everything and all that type of things as well. I know people want to have a variety about any cars that want and everything, but when it comes to American cars, you hear an American and everything, I think that should be the number one thing to go. That's how if you go back to 40, 50, 60, 70 years and everything, you know, with GMs, you know, started up, you know, also Ford and Chrysler, you know, everybody's buying cars because it was an American-based brand. And I think we need to go through that. You know, like I said, like these American cars have luxury cars. You know, you got the Escalade, you got the Corvette, you got the Mustang, which Ronnie has and everything. So American cars still will have a lot of luxury cars and good-looking cars too. You know, it might not be the fancy G, the Mercedes G-Wagon or all that type of stuff, or Bentley, you know, all that type of stuff, which to me, you know, when you have those type of cars, you need to be a millionaire to get those type of cars because it's a lot of maintenance. A lot of people don't know they want to get good cars, but it's a hell of a lot of maintenance.
Facts.
Very expensive for the maintenance cars. American cars, you won't have that problem, people. So there's people a lot of women that they make six figures. They try to get those cars, but the thing is, people, they have those cars, but they live in a small apartment. So when it comes to those type of cars, you have to match. If you're a millionaire, you could get those type of cars. When you make six figures, you're gonna be kind of broke. I'm just gonna say you're gonna be kind of broke. So go back to American cars. They're cheap, good on gas, and when it comes to fixing stuff, it won't be that major problem because it's cheap to get it fixed. That's all I want to say about that.
Not that, but also because as for these tariffs, if your car have maintenance issue like a BMW or Mercedes, it's gonna take a long time for the parts to come in.
Fact.
You gotta keep that in mind as well. So I know this is not financial advice. Always speaking with a financial advisor, but I think I'm gonna put my money in Ford.
Focus like a Ford.
This is not financial advice.
Like,
speaking with a financial advisor, but I think I might put my money in Ford.
And before we go to the next topic, like my mom, she has a 2024 Blazer. It's like every time you turn it on, it sounds like when you turn on the car, it's silent. Like the engines are silent. It's not like driving an electrical car. So the cars are getting better here. I just want to say that these American cars.
Nah, but shout out to Kel504 that's in the building. Thank you so much, Big Dog, for tuning in on this Wednesday evening. Shout out to those right now watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, X, Rumble. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go ahead, Jordan, continue.
All right, let's get into this LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith feud. It's not stopping, and it's not stopping. So LeBron James was on the Pat McAfee show yesterday on ESPN, and he was talking about how he's on his Taylor Swift tour right now of their competition they had. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the first two slides, and then after that, there's another clip I send on the bottom, and you play that one, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Which leads obviously to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, we're watching it. Yep. We're all seeing it.
Oh yeah,
you're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it, but since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
Yeah, you would be not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? If there's one person that couldn't wait to the video to drop so you can address it, it's your ass. Like seriously, it's, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or
which leads obviously to
criticize or to be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household but protect the players. And I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about it again. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and sit in his chair in his tighty whities on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance. But you're right.
Dude, like relax, bro. Like relax. Like seriously, criticize or.
I didn't think that Pat McAfee disrespected me or did me wrong in any way. He did his job, and I got no problems with it. My issue is with LeBron James. And I just want to say for the record, LeBron James is full of it. And in this particular instance, as it pertains to his son, he is a liar. And he went on national television today and he lied again. I didn't think that Pat McAfee disrespected me or did me wrong in any way. He did his job, and I got no.
So yeah, this is a nonstop feud. This started 2 weeks ago. It's keep going to keep going to keep going. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take with LeBron James addressing Stephen A. Smith on the Pat McAfee show?
I just want Stephen A. Smith to realize that LeBron James don't like you. If he don't like you, he's gonna criticize you. He's gonna go in on you each and every time. Remember, in LeBron James' mind, I'm just picturing myself as LeBron James. I'm thinking that you embarrass my son, you embarrass my legacy, so I'm trying to get back at you. That's what he's doing. That's why LeBron James right now is going on this emotional tour on Pat McAfee, taking shots at Stephen A. Smith, knowing the fact that he did mention that he's doing his job. That's why I don't understand at all why LeBron James is so uptight about. Stephen A. Smith's job is to do constructive criticism to any player. Now, with the situation when it came to Bonnie James is because the simple fact is he is your son, King James, the legend of pretty much the NBA right now. He is a legend. LeBron James mastered all across the board. He conquered it all. So if your son is underperforming, Stephen A. Smith gonna come in, gonna take this opportunity, he's gonna criticize your son, whether you like it or not. But at the end of the day, he's doing the job. And I don't know why LeBron James is still emotionally upset about it, but you can tell that he's upset about it. Shout out to the lovely Mimi that's in the building and also the lovely Bobby Bryant. Go right ahead, Hakeem.
I'm gonna agree with you too. I think that this is when I seen him respond on this, I said, okay, yeah, he's a little bit disgruntled. Like a lot of these people are above criticism. Hey, he's supposed to criticize you. They're supposed to say the most nastiest things. LeBron listen, Obama and the kids was talked about. You never see them respond. You just keep it pushing. But now I could say that you can't handle criticism. And you want to know something? It had to push a button that it affected your wife and everybody where you had to respond and come in here and try to protect. You ain't going to be able to protect them from other criticism. A lot of people really don't think he's good like that. And everybody has their right to. We can't put him above everybody and think like, yeah, this is it. Nah, bro, anybody can get it.
Okay, and I'm about to get real. I might get a little bit controversial on this little topic. So LeBron James, what he likes to do, he likes to create his own narrative of saying like Stephen A. Smith is trying to go against my son and everything, which is not the case. All he was doing is criticizing your son or see how he plays and everything. And LeBron took this on top of way, and that's why he stand up, a couple weeks ago about saying, hey, don't stop messing with my son and everything. Now, and the thing is about it, people, you don't have to talk about it. He had to talk about Stephen A. Smith ever since he played basketball. Now, when your son is playing and everything, he getting criticized. He feels some type of way. Like, come on, LeBron. Like, your son is playing with you with the Los Angeles Lakers. Of course, you're gonna get some type of criticism. You LeBron James. You've been getting criticized for the last 20 years. You've been playing basketball. So what's the difference now? I don't get that, LeBron. I really don't. So. Yeah, man, LeBron, he don't have to say nothing about it. He could have just dropped it. But the thing is, it's like you say more about Stephen A. You keep giving him content, and he can make money off of it. So LeBron James, you kind of helping out Stephen A. about keep you putting his name on his mouth, and you're the billionaire. You don't have to speak his name, but you doing it anyways, and you giving him more content to talk about it, not just on his podcast, but also on First Take as well. And I want to say this too, people. I want to say this too, and I was seeing it for another podcast. He was talking about this, and I don't know if y'all noticed this, but LeBron James be going on a lot of these white podcaster shows and get them love. But when it comes to other podcasters, like you go to Gil's Arenas or with All the Smoke with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes and everything, or with Carmelo Anthony's podcast and everything. you don't see LeBron James, necessarily go to those type of podcasts and talk. You see, I'm gonna say you usually see LeBron James go to a certain amount of a certain podcast and talk. When it comes to other players that play with them and everything, you don't see that. I wonder why. I don't know why LeBron James don't do that, but I don't know. Maybe he's big headed, he's a millionaire, billionaire, whatever. But there's just some things I see with LeBron James that he's not showing some level of respect when it comes to going to somebody else's podcast or like a Carmelo or somebody else's podcast to talk about it. When he goes to a Pat McAfee show and talk about it. I just want to say that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that is a good point. You made a good point. But LeBron James is doing way too much. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss a room go live. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to We Need More Tyranny that's in the building. What? Reparation for the rioters? This is how you going to... Yep. Tyranny is a fact. He is trying to do it. He's trying to get reparation to the rioters. He is. That you are right about that. Go right ahead, Jordan, with the final topic on today's show. Go right ahead.
Let's talk about Will Smith for Philly. So Will Smith today got his address named the Will Smith Way off of 59th Street in Philadelphia. So that's where in West Philadelphia where he was born and raised. Shout out to Will Smith. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip of Will Smith getting his address name, and after that we'll chop it up.
City Council to officially present this resolution on behalf of members of City Council renaming the 2000 block of North 59th Street Will Smith Way to honor and celebrate the impactful career and legacy of Will Smith, a West Philadelphia native.
When I heard the name, it was Will Smith Way. So I started saying to myself, well, what does that mean? Like, what is the Will Smith way? And I thought about that, and when I thought about the Will Smith way, I thought about my mother, my father, and my grandmother. And my mother is still here with me today, and my mom is here. And when I thought about the Will Smith way is encompassed in the lessons that I got from my father, my mother, and my grandmother. 3, 2, 1, yeah!
So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take about Will Smith getting his address name for him?
Will Smith was supposed to got a street name named after him from a very long time. Will Smith did a lot for the city of Philadelphia. You saw they even made a TV show after it. On Fresh Bel-Air, they always talk about Philadelphia. Will Smith was always that guy. I think this was like the proudest day of his life. I could imagine me being Will Smith. I would have been totally excited. I'm sorry he didn't laugh. Normally he laughed when he's overexcited, but it just shows you that he is well deserved, well done. He put in a lot of hard work, especially in his career and also for Philadelphia. He deserved it. Shout out to Will Smith. Go right ahead, Hakeem.
I'm gonna just say this, man. Very much I watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think, like you said, there's a lot of things he's done on and off camera. And we got to give him respect, man. Shout outs to Will Smith. You deserve it.
Yeah, from West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground when I spent most of my days. Shout out to Will Smith, man. Well deserved. I agree with you, right? He should have got this a long time ago. But right now, it's never too late to get your name on the address, and he finally got it. So I know this is really touched him that in his home city. He reps Philly very, very hard. He's a big sports fan. When it comes to Philly, the Eagles, they just won a Super Bowl, Sixers, the Phillies, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, man. So, shout out to Will Smith. Hopefully we'll see some more movies, and maybe they'll name another one, give Will Smith another name and address in Philly somewhere in Philly. But, yeah, Will Smith, well deserved to you, man. And Philly will always appreciate you and love you for what you do for Philly.
But can it be the reason why he probably didn't get the street name named after him because the situation what happened between him and Chris Rock? I think that's probably what stopped it from him getting it a long time ago. Because since that incident, it's very controversial. They probably like, hey, we just gonna pull back, wait till everything cool off. But Will Smith, at the end of the day, he is a
He
living
should have got
legend,
it.
and
You're right, Brian. He should have got it when he won his Oscar. He should have been got that.
he should have been got it. But the situation with Chris Rock put him on a standstill. But shout out to him, man. I'm proud of him. Guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody that watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to We Need More Tyranny that's in the building. Thank you so much for y'all for being here. We really do greatly appreciate you for coming through, showing us love and support. Shout out to the lovely Mimi, co-host of the Site the Avenger, who also was in the building. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for being here. We do appreciate your presence each and every time you come over here. And shout out to the lovely Bobby Bryant, who's also in the building. And when Bobby Bryant's here, Sherry Bryant's here, and also Sky. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really do greatly appreciate you guys. Shout out to Wild High. We love Wild High, man. Wild High is funny, man. It can't be a show without Wild High, man. Shout out to Wild High. Always coming through with the jokes and the fun. We really do greatly appreciate you every time Wild High you coming through, showing us love and support. Shout out to Kel 504. Thank you so much, Kel 504, for being here in the building. Thank you so much, Big Dog. We really do greatly appreciate you. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to Genesis I Am, who are watching us on Instagram. Thank you so much, Genesis I Am, who is Genesis After Dark. Guys, go over there and subscribe to her channel. And also go and subscribe to Care 504 channel, who is our financial advisor. And he has some good stocking tips. So guys, go ahead and check him out. And shout out to Shay right now, who is also watching us on Instagram. Hey, Shay, how's it going? Shout out to the 10 people right now who are watching us on Rumble. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. X, you guys always holding us down. Thank you so much for tuning in. You already know Twitch, Kick. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we know guys over there watching us as well. Don't be afraid. Comment. Let us know that you in the building over there, Kick and Twitch, so we give you guys a shout out. Some of them, I can enjoy a lot of them watchers in the clouds, but they coming home from work. But don't be afraid. Just say hi, and we'll say hi back. Guys, make sure you go to Cal Culture Radio community and not community tab, and in the description where you can find the Cal Culture Radio store. It's also in the chat as well, where we have the Cal Culture Radio t-shirt, the hat, and also the lovely coffee mug. I was using it today. I was like, man, I need to start using this coffee mug because I talk highly about it. I need to use this coffee mug more. And now, guys, be on the lookout. We have more gifts coming out. Be on the lookout for that. We also have polo shirts, and for people that like to wear a polo shirt, KR Culture Radio has polo shirt in the KR Culture Radio store. So go and check it out. Also, guys, make sure to go to KR Culture Radio community tab, in the community tab, where you can find Prince King's book, Black Love, and also Broadway Fat album, guys. Album. You see, it is real, it's legitimate, and also when you go there, you got the cover of the album, and also the QR code in the back of the album. So soon you go on the community tab, just click on it. It's gonna lead you guys right over to the album. Go ahead and support Broadway Fat, aka Prince King. Go ahead and support his music. It's really, really a dope album, guys. You won't miss it. It's a lot of fun. It's only 30 minutes. Literally, it's only 30 minutes. So you driving to work, if you take you 30 minutes to go to work, you gotta have on playback. Go ahead, King. You on mute.
Oh, what?
I said you was on mute. I would say you was on mute. You were gonna say something.
No, I was gonna say something, man. Thank y'all for the love, man. We here grinding. Let's get it.
Yeah, as you can see, he is grinding, non-stop working, and also his new book is coming out. Hakeem, do you have the deadline for that one? When it's coming out?
Listen, by next week.
Oh my God!
By next week.
The album came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the book come out by next week.
Yeah.
Do you have a cover? Or you don't have a cover of it, or is it a surprise?
Oh, I do have the. Matter of fact, I do got a cover. Hold on.
Okay. Before we head up and out of here, Jordan, when you gonna write a book? When your book coming out? Tell all father, tell all.
More years. I'll write my book with me, a daughter and me, something like that.
No,
a couple more years.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really an author, but I'll probably have AI do it for me. But like, write a book about life in Miami. Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah,
And
very
it
good.
comes out next week.
Next week. So y'all can see like I ain't even playing games. Like this shit
Oh,
is
so I came in total. You got 3 books now. 3 books in total.
Yes,
Yeah,
How many
sir.
chapters? How many chapters?
Oh,
Oh, we'll do an exclusive interview. How
yeah,
many chapters on the book?
80 pages. It's not that long, but it's a lot of information.
Okay, that's not bad. That's
You
pretty
know,
good.
80 pages.
So we'll do an exclusive interview. We'll do an exclusive interview on that too as well. And also try to reach out to Queen Steve because I want to do an interview. We got to do an interview with her.
Yeah.
Interview the song she made for her father. I think that's
Yeah.
really really dope. Who
Oh
passed?
yeah. So
So
you're gonna see after this book, then the whole gear thing we working on heavy. So you'll see me drop a lot of other stuff after that. So
okay, after this book, a lot of stuff is getting dropped, and also
yeah.
you also working on the music video for one of your singles on
Yep.
this album, guys. So go and cop it. It's in the KL Culture Radio community tab. So it's pretty much everywhere. Shout out to Prince Akeem for holding it down, and also Broadway Fat doing his thing, man. It's a really really dope album. Only 10 songs. You can't miss it,
It's
guys.
like
Go ahead and
27 minutes. It's not even 30. It's 27 minutes.
so 27 minutes. My correction. 27 minutes, guys.
27 minutes. So it's not a long album. So it's nice, short. You can play it back. Songs are good in its impact. You know what I mean? And then by the end of this year, I'm already working on a whole nother album. So it
Good. Jack, keep working. Keep working. I love it. I work it. I love you guys. You guys continue to work, man. Shout out to all you guys for tuning in. Like always, man. We'll be back tomorrow for Vertical Live Thursday. Like always. Thank you for tuning in to KL Culture Radio, guys. Drive safely. We over and out.
Peace.
Peace.